Hello, so today I'm in Colwyn Bay and we're doing the next section of the Wales Coast Path from Colwyn Bay to Conwy via Llandudno. So I'm back here at the Victorian Pier in Colwyn Bay. The pier opened in 1900, but it had a series of fires. There were 3 fires and it was rebuilt after each fire. But as you can see, there's not much left of it here. And in 2017, there was a storm where it was destroyed and it was decided to dismantle part of it, and this is now all that's left. So yeah, just a little bit about the run. As I said, it's 14.5 miles or so. It's 6 miles direct from here to Conwy, but because we're going on the peninsula, we're going to be hitting the Little Orme Head and the Great Orme Head today, so I'm excited. There's going to be a little bit of hills. As you can see, it's very sunny, and hills mean nice views. So let's get started. So here we are in Ross-on-Sea. This is St Trillo's chapel. It's the smallest chapel in Britain, and apparently it was built on the site of a cell that was built by St Trillo. Let's have a look inside. As you can see, there's only 6 seats. And the altar is built on top of a spring where apparently local baptisms have taken place over the generations. As you can see, small it is, maybe, but absolutely beautiful. Definitely. Here we are coming into Penrhyn Bay. You can see the Little Orme Head just ahead of us. Came in road shoes. Everything has been quite rightly built for road shoes so far. Just tarmacked promenade. But this little stretch on the Orme's Head, Little Orme's Head, oh, go easy. It's very muddy. Would have been brilliant to have trail shoes, but I don't think it's worth it just for one section. It's a little bit rocky now, but down there, as you got onto the Orme's Head, it was very slippy. Almost fell on my backside. Taking a little bit of a detour just to go straight to the head of the Great Orme Head, and it was definitely worth it. It's a little bit off the Wales Coast Path, but just look at that view. Very windy up here. You can see from the window the Great Orme Head. You can So just down the other side off the Little Orme Head now, and that was definitely worth going up there, especially going up to the summit. The summit diverts from the Wales Coast Path, but the views from the summit are spectacular. So just a little bit of history for you. The Little Orme Head had the first printing press in Wales established on it during Tudor times, and it was established to print Roman Catholic texts away from persecution. And so there you go, it was set up in a cave, can you believe, which is just fascinating. So here I'm just on the beach now, just come into Llandudno. You can see I'm just heading towards the promenade just over there, and then the next big challenge is the Great Orme Head. So here I am on Llandudno Promenade. As you can see, it's absolutely beautiful, gorgeous weather as well. Seaside towns were made very popular at first in the 18th century because physicians had a belief that having 3 dips a day in the salt sea water would actually cure things like tuberculosis and depression. And though they're quite wrong, it's no doubt that coming to the sea, breathing the sea air, and you know, having a dip probably helped increase the endorphins and made you feel more positive. So Llandudno is definitely somewhere that I come when I need to think things through and have time to myself, for the very same reason. It just is a beautiful seaside town. It's Llandudno Pier. It was originally built as a jetty to export coal to Ireland, or a jetty was built here, and then they replaced it here in 1877. And paddle steamers used to bring visitors to the beach from Liverpool and other places. And yeah, as you can see, beautiful here in Llandudno at the seafront. The Great Orme Tramway. It was built in 1902, and it will actually take you the 1 mile stretch up to the top of the Great Orme Head if you've got time to do a bit of exploring. And the views up there are spectacular. Definitely worth the trip if you have the time. As you can see, it's a beautiful Victorian carriage that will take you up there. During the Victoria era, Llandudno was considered the queen of Welsh resorts, and you can see why. If you look at the pier, the length of the pier, I believe it's the longest pier in Wales. So here we have the cable car that takes you all the way up to the summit of the Great Orme Head. It's actually the longest aerial cable lift in the UK. So again, if you've got the time and you want spectacular views, it's well worth the trip. We have Happy Valley Gardens. It used to be a quarry, but for the Queen Victoria's 50th Jubilee, it was changed into a gardens. And as you can see on the bandstand, you've got the little card guards. The reason for that is Llandudno is very closely associated with Alice in Wonderland. There's a young girl called Alice Lindell who used to visit Llandudno with her family quite regularly, and she was the inspiration for Alice in Wonderland. So you have little nods to the story all over Llandudno, including here on this bandstand. So here we now have the toll house for the Marine Drive. The Marine Drive was opened in 1878, and there used to be a path here that would take you around the side of Great Orme Head, but it was considered very dangerous because of the cliff edge to actually walk Very carefully, you can see the grey seals bathing with their pups. So here's the lighthouse. It was built in 1862 and guided ships with its powerful beam up until it was sold in 1985. Having circumnavigated the Great Orme Head, we're now coming back into Llandudno on the west shore. The west shore is a lot more sandy, its beaches, than the opposite side where the main town is. So here we are, Conwy Castle, built by Edward I in 1283. It was captured during Owain Glyndwr's revolt in 1401. Beautiful, one of Wales's nicest castles. Britain's smallest house. So that's it, another section finished with all the detours that I did and trying to explore around Llandudno, and ended up being about 16 miles in total, but fantastic stretch of the Wales Coast Path. Yeah, I'd recommend anyone to do that. Very hilly in bits, but also flat parts as well. The Great Orme Head, as you can see from the videos, was absolutely fantastic. And road shoes were the right choice, but there were some sandy patches, especially coming out of the west shore of Llandudno, and it was a bit muddy on the Little Orme Head. So if it's wet, I would definitely recommend using trail shoes instead because of them sections. But fantastic run, really enjoyed that. I think that's going to be my favourite so far, my favourite stretch of the path. So hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.